jealous. Baby, keep a secret, shit, die before she tell it. Shit, die before she tell it. Gotta keep my eyes open.
A couple bands on your heels will probably change the way you walk. Conversations in the bank will probably change the way you talk. I'ma always be right here and I won't never leave you lonely. You can rest all of your fears cause I always got it on me. They took me from you once, you showed you was a rock. Speak on my demise, but the devil is a lie. 6 bloods in and we only getting higher. See the love in your heart, but your eyes full of fire. See, I used to wonder about you, but I know now. It's Gucci bags when we land, how it go now. Real shit, a real bitch and make you slow down. I beat it up and take a break and go some more rounds, and then we go some more rounds. It's gonna always be some rain, so the roads got umbrellas. I'm stressing with the homies in the town with them fellas. Gonna always take them pictures, I'll tell you when to post it. Gotta keep my eyes open, cause I know them niggas jealous. Yeah, I know them niggas jealous. But baby, keep a secret, she'll die before she tell it. I got a bag by myself, they call me selfish. Gotta keep my eyes open, cause I know them niggas jealous. Yeah, I know them niggas jealous. But baby, keep a secret, she'll die before she tell it. I went and got a bag by myself, they call me selfish. Gotta keep my eyes open, cause I know them niggas jealous. Yeah, I know them niggas jealous. Yeah, I know them niggas jealous. Baby, keep a secret, she'll die before she tell it. Gotta keep my eyes open. See, I started as a dealer, and I finished as a dealer. I could put you on the beach in the middle of the winter. You and Nina, sister wives, cause this shit could get tricky. Niggas frontin' like a killer, turn that bitch into Matilda. Stepping on these niggas and I came into a feet first. 12 on these Balenci's and these bitches make my feet hurt. Rich nigga problems every day, I live a movie. You could fight in H&M or you could bone with me and Luke. She asked for a hoodie, so I let her wear the Gucci. Next day when she left, I ain't tripping, she kept the Gucci. It tastes like food, I even had to lick my fingers. And that pussy so good, I had to save me some for later. Diamonds on your neck, see them dancing on your haters. And they talk from the bottom, but you up, you can't hear them. You taking all the pictures, I'll tell you when to post it. Pistol on me and I'm focused, you ain't tripping, you a hold it. Cause you know them niggas jealous.
Yeah, you know them niggas jealous.
Yeah, I know them niggas jealous. But baby, keep a secret, she'll die before she tell it. I went and got a bag by myself, they call me selfish. Gotta keep my eyes open, cause I know them niggas jealous. Yeah, I know them niggas jealous. But baby, keep a secret, she'll die before she tell it. I went and got a bag by myself, they call me selfish. Gotta keep my eyes open, cause I know them niggas jealous. Yeah, I know them niggas jealous. Yeah, I know them niggas jealous. Baby, keep a secret, she'll die before she tell it. Gotta keep my eyes open, cause I know them niggas jealous.
Yeah, I know them niggas jealous. But baby, keep a secret, she'll die before she tell it. I went and got a bag by myself, they call me selfish. Gotta keep my eyes open, cause I know them niggas.
What's the deal, y'all? We're Sharpest Happy and TNN Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking the same here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledge you ain't finna get in nobody's college. Random. I be wondering sometimes how my girl would feel about smoking in her car. We're gonna talk about that later. Anyway, we finna jump into this content without no further do's or don'ts. She's looking at me because she's not sure 100% how she feel about it, but I feel like I could get away with it if I use Ozium spray and she'd never know. I'll tell her anyway because we don't keep no secrets. But I'm just saying, she looking at me funny, so we gonna see. I don't know. She making faces. We finna jump into this content without no further do's or don'ts, man. We got Young Ant Jefe, though. Don't care about nothing but the check, though. Giving us some news we can use. Some good knowledge we ain't finna get nobody's college. Let's see what Young Ant Jefe don't got. Let's see what Young Ant Jefe don't care about nothing but what the check say got to give us tonight. Let's jump into this content. Let's go.
Everybody that have been in these stoops from these states to these feds, and it did extensive time. I don't know how it go in other states, but I got to say the newspaper thing just won't cut it. And I've explained before that I've been engulfed in a situation before with a newspaper article paperwork. Because that type of stuff don't fly down here in Cali and in Los Angeles, but I cannot speak on the other states. And the state that I did have a problem in with this was a southern state by North Carolina. They was trying to say one of my dudes is all bad, and they was producing a newspaper article explaining what the news people was talking about. And that's just not paperwork. It's not. If you bring something with the police saying you said something, that's not no paperwork. Because if you was all right with telling the police this and allowing the police to tell us in his words, it's not substantial evidence. You know, the police, if you want to cut that deal, or you looking for a deal, because if you telling you looking for a deal, it ain't no other way around it. The police is going to make you talk and they're going to tape record it, an interview and or a written statement from you on an affidavit. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have that because these are your words with your signature sign. But like I said, hey, if they looking at what the police said in newspaper articles as paperwork, then you know this type of slander can happen to anybody. So, however, I had to go clean up the segment I had, although I did allege that he was supposed to be told. But just still, we want to set the narrative straight. However, I don't think 1090 Jake went back and cleaned up what he spoke on pertaining to this newspaper article. In fact, he further pressed the gas. And I didn't know that he had a problem with the GDs. So I guess he got a problem with the GDs. So, of course, he's on the smear campaign. Furthermore, that one of the dudes who had allegedly shot Larry Hoover has come out as well and said Larry Hoover never told on him. He said Larry Hoover never told on him. That is a hoax. That is a lie. They tried this with somebody else and things like that. But furthermore, 1090 Jake even fired back and saying that this dude is trying to protect Larry Hoover because he's scared of the powerhouse Larry Hoover has become. And then it's also supposed to be paperwork on this guy. But you know what I've came to realize and came to see in this social media space and in the world altogether? A lot of dudes who run these smear campaigns and or hop out here passionately trying to debunk others, a lot of these dudes usually have skeletons in the closet of their own. Because I never knew 1090 Jake was a street dude. I had never knew 1090 Jake had been to jail. I never knew 1090 Jake was a blood. And I never knew 1090 Jake has allegedly told. This is crazy. When I first heard about 1090 Jake, and they was like, oh, yeah, it's this white guy. He's like Italian. You know, he's the paperwork guru. You know, if, you know, we send the paperwork to him, that's who people send the paperwork to debunking people bad. So I kind of start watching him for a minute. I'm like, okay. So, you know, this is like the social media days. You know, they pick the who's, the type of people that they want to cover stuff. And, you know, this is just a lane he started for himself, and he getting cake. So we never not mad at that. But now that can of worms are being opening, and I'm digging deep, I'm finding out some stuff that's not mystique. And we definitely got to get into this segment. And you already know it's the halfway and the half effect. We are going to commentate.
All right, so for this video, I want to talk to you guys about 10.
So y'all see I'm in traffic with baby. She finna, look, every now and again I get to ride, y'all. Every now and again, it don't happen often, but every now and again I get to ride. So I'm riding. We finna go get us something to eat real quick. But real quick. It's interesting that everybody looked at 1090 Jake as like the hero, as the voice, as the exposer, as the final word. Y'all gotta stop believing that the white man ice is colder and the white man water is wetter, big dog. Because y'all believe 1090 Jake based on, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. You ninjas believed him just because he was white. Anytime a white man jump on camera and say anything negative about black people, y'all will believe that with no question. A ninja can say the truth all day. Y'all gonna question it. A white boy can just get up here and start saying that Larry Hoover's a snitch because a newspaper article that interviewed the police said it in an extremely racist time when they were clearly trying to destroy this man's legacy and everything, and it's even thought about to be true. Now here it is, 1090 Jake looking stupid and, you know, completely embarrassing and humiliating himself. This didn't work out the way that he thought it would work out. But at the same time too, he felt that he was powerful enough and popular enough to even make that popping enough, powerful and popular enough. Popular is not the word I was looking for. He thought that he was powerful and popular enough to make that kind of statement and for it to be a thing that he would actually really be able to stand on. So with that being said, man, 1090 Jake just got to stop doing his 1-2 step like Sierra because he's making himself look like a complete, utter idiot. And young Ant Jefe is making a good point. You know, you're doing all this off a newspaper article. There's no validity in all this. So with that all being said, all this is finna open up a pile of worms. We finna figure out how 1090 Jake is a snitch.
1090 Steaks again because I've got more to cover. The last video I made about 1090 Steaks was about him trying to expose Larry Hoover as a snitch and how he was facing widespread backlash for this accusation because it was not true. And I talked about how 1090 was a rat his damn self and how he's a goof and an imposter and a fraud and a snitch. So that was the last video, but I've got more to cover. I'm not done. I'm not satisfied. And so I do want to start with the first clip. Now, this first clip is going to be the guy that Larry Hoover is being accused by Jake of snitching on him. And what you're going to see is this guy's going to come out and say Larry Hoover never snitched on him, never took the stand on him, never wrote a statement on him, that it's all a bunch of bullshit. Listen to this.
Last year they tried to say that Larry Hoover told on me, that he told the police that I shot him. I had to come on Facebook and made it perfectly clear. That man ain't never told on me, but damn, they did the same thing to David Barksdale. They put it on that David Barksdale told on some Blackstone Rangers in 1965 and 66.
So 1090 Jake bases his entire accusation on this old school newspaper article from racist Chicago back in the 60s where they were rioting over the civil rights. It was completely corrupt. And so this is what Jake's entire basis of his whole thing is this newspaper article. But we've got the guy that apparently got snitched on. He should be pretty upset, right? Wrong. What? He's not upset at all because it never happened. He was never snitched on. And so this clip is making its rounds around the internet. All the blogs are picking it up. It's going viral. And it's not going good for 1090 Jake. You know, he went through the same thing when he tried to expose BG for being a snitch. And he wasn't. But that was different because there was actual paperwork and documents and narratives and stuff like that. But this is just a newspaper article. So this is egregious. And people are not happy. The GDs are not happy. And it's just so concerning if you think about it. And the more you do think about it, you realize how problematic this is considering Jake is a snitch his damn self. You see, there was inmates and COs inside that prison with Jake that were making his life a living hell. And so what he did is he snitched on them by way of writing a statement up with their names and submitting it to administration in the prison. This is actually full-blown snitchery. And so for this next clip that I want to show you, this is 1090 Jake's big homie. What? Everybody that hit me got hit. I got hit here. I couldn't run. I couldn't do nothing. My toes was pussing. I couldn't do nothing. All I could do was look around. Nobody could see me. So I started to run. No, he couldn't run because his fucking toes. What? So yeah, he was telling all these stories. But anyways, back to the story here. This is 1090 Jake's big homie from the GKB Killer Bloods in Florida. And he's going to be basically coming out and saying that Jake did actually snitch, but he doesn't want to call him a snitch because that's his, his little bitch or whatever. But he does say that Jake committed violations here. Look at this.
I called 1090 Jake a rat. And no, I'm not worried about if a nigga feel away with what I'm saying. That nigga. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is, when he said I was assaulted by and put that man's name in there, he fucked up. It was an error. He wasn't supposed to do that.
So Jake's big homie just said fuck him. What? So this isn't very good. So Jake is actually facing backlash for being a rat from his own people. And this is not good. This is probably contributing to the reason why he probably dropped out of his gang. But the number one reason why he dropped out, as we all know, is because he wants to be a country boy. What? He's got this new girlfriend that he's going to propose to very soon. And he wants to fit the mold of what he believes she wants in a man, which is a clean-cut, God-fearing countryman. What? So Jake he's big country now, and so he's trying to make this career pivot where because he no longer needs these guys, these older bloods in Florida, to sort of use their image to advance his career.
1090 Jake.
10 out of 10 friends say you have to go to that wing place. And that pizza
In the motherfucking building. 3 hour interview.
I love when others do homework for me to react to. So it's a lot of interesting things about 1090 Jake. First and foremost, we see OG right there. That's OG that put that work in on Larry Hoover all those years ago at that school in the hallway before Caliban. OG still alive. OG still kicking. OG vibrant. OG still looking young. He don't even look like he 80. OG said that did not happen. But I guess in factual what did happen is that the other people that was with Larry Hoover did give statements and did tell. And you can see how things get mixed up, being that Larry Hoover, the bigger name, and you know what I'm saying, start crashing out, putting that work in out there. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they're trying to make sure his character deteriorate. You know what I'm saying? that it's all bulletins out on him. Oh, he's a gangster rat. But that was never the case. And I'm going to believe the person that happened to, whether it's true or not. The person that happened to, he come out and say that man didn't tell. He didn't tell. But instead of being a man and cleaning it up, 1090 Jake is standing on it. So, you know, hey, I'm pretty sure he got security detail because I know somebody trying to get some Bernie points. They passionate about the old man. Second, what I'd like to get into is him being a blood. That's a cold game. Then nobody never knew no 1090 Jake gang bang. 1090 Jake was a gang banger. So this man was like a GKB, Killer Blood or something like that out in Florida. Y'all see they got pictures with him. He the only white boy out there in the country with a pack of blacks. So I guess this dude that they got speaking on video is supposed to be like a big homie or something like that. And now he's disowned in 1090 Jake. And y'all gonna furthermore see footage of 1090 Jake doing this segment saying why he backed away and distanced himself from the game. And I don't know if this is to be true. It could be true. It could be false. You know, in situations like this, before 1090 Jake was 1090 Jake on his internet, 1090 Jake did not have no money. He was out there with those black folks trying to kick up dust, trying to...
Man, so you have 1090 Jake busting his 1-2 step like Sierra, 1090 Jake doing his little woo-wop, But again, man, 1090 Jake is hiding a dangerous past that he has as being a Sue Whooper. Yes, 1090 Jake was a Whooper Trooper. He was a Damu. Running around Florida with his big pasty white skin, doing whatever it is pasty white boys do in the Florida Everglades with the Bloods. So with that being said, man, 1090 Jake is looking terrible, especially because you as a white man are trying to bring this up against a black man in an extremely racist and racial situation where everything is being proven to be a flu, flam, and skulldugger, and a larceny. We would expect you to have a whole lot more of consideration, a whole lot more of decency and leniency in going into these situations, because overall, if you're going to be the person who's going to be exposing these situations and exporting these situations, you should, yes, I said exporting, that means to be letting them take it out, you know, it means export a file and all that kind of stuff. You're going to be putting this stuff into the streets, big dog. You got to do a little bit better. And if you feeling like a pimp, you got to dust your shoulders off. You can't no dirt on your shoulders, big dog, because, you know, 1090 Jake is Snitch too. Go and dust your shoulders off. But we finna jump back into this content and finish up with Ant Jefe.
Hey, be in the fucking building. Bam, bam, bam. Yo, appreciate you, man.
By using them for validation type thing. It's very easy to understand. So he doesn't need that anymore. And he does a great job of explaining why he doesn't need them anymore in this next clip. This is Bootleg Kev Podcast, and this is 1090 Jake explaining why he left his gang.
Like a lot of the people that started Blood back in the 90s on the East Coast of New York are all broke and fucked up. A lot of the big homies are broke and fucked up. So if you're 40, 50 years old and your life sucks, why do I, as a 30-year-old who's making more money than almost the majority of the entire fucking gang, the fuck am I doing over here? It doesn't make any sense.
What the fuck did he just... What? So he says that they're all broke. He doesn't want to hang out with a bunch of broke old bums. He's like, why would I want to hang around some people that I already use for their image and I already advanced my career? I make more money than the majority. This is insane. Really. I literally can't believe he said this publicly. I mean, did he not think anyone was going to see this? Like, his career isn't in enough trouble as it is? Now, this does get 100 times worse. In this next clip, he's going to explain that he wants to drop his flag and stop banging Blood because he wants to be friends with Mark Wahlberg. What? This is insane.
The guys at the sandwich shop?
Yeah. They linked up with Mark Wahlberg. And
they're funny.
You know, like, I had asked one of them, like, yo, tap me in with Mark. I asked him, and I could tell he was kind of cautious. And I looked at my Instagram, and it's like, it's banged out. It's me with 30, 40 people with red flags, this and that. It's like, I make him look bad, even presenting that.
So Jake is now trying to pivot and use the fame that he accumulated by being a fake Blood to hang out with movie stars and fucking do all kind of... this is really inappropriate.
I already solidified who I am with what I've done and everything else, like the N-word and everything else. All it does is hold you back.
And so I'm seeing this and my jaw's just hanging open. I'm like, what is he doing? my mind is just swimming with information. And I quickly realized that it's his girlfriend. What? He wants to use his fame. He's trying to pivot his fame into getting a way to hang out with the people that his girlfriend likes. His girlfriend, who is from Tampa, by the way, doesn't give a fuck about hanging out with a bunch of over-the-hill gang members. She wants to hang out with A-list celebrities, and that's what Jake's trying to provide for her. And so he's a country boy now. He's singing to her, and we actually hate country music. What? I am so fucking done doing that. That's all you guys get. I hate that shit. So, so 1090 Jake is a country boy. He loves bonfires. He's acting funny as fuck, as you'll see in this clip.
How y'all doing a prison pose in front of the fire, though? Dog life. Where you going?
Wow, so Jake's really out of character there, isn't he? He's had a couple of keystones. What? He's out of character. He's not. Usually when I hear Jake, I'm thinking like, see, what you got to realize is that I was the only white blood in that whole yard. Everybody was trying to give me a TOH because I was the most respected one. I was the only white blood in there. But now he's talking about everybody that fucked my girl, I'm jealous of. He's got extreme retrograde jealousy, and I think it's so funny. And they argue about this extensively. They argue about the guys that, what's her name, Haley, his girlfriend, used to have vaginal sex with before Jake came along. Look at this.
If her past don't count, then why does mine make me a felon? These ladies be out here with more bodies than old block, but my past is the only one that counts. Make that make sense in the comments.
So Jake's really going through it right now, thinking about all the bodies that his girlfriend has. I mean, this is so funny. So, and another thing I want Jake to understand is not only did his girlfriend sleep with people before he came along, but she thoroughly enjoyed it and it gratified her sexually. What? And not only that, her ex-boyfriend that she had before Jake, she's actually still in love with him and she wants to have sex with him right now. What? So I just want Jake to understand these things are actual facts. And so I thank you all for watching and I'll see you on the next one.
That's 1090 Jake? Hell no. What the hell? Oh my God, no way. There's no way that's 1090 Jake. Oh, mama.
Florida, where
what I've noticed too, a lot of guys, I can name a few of them. Ain't even no need for me to throw no names out there, but y'all gonna catch the gist of what I'm kicking in or saying. It'd be a lot of these guys that are ex-gang members, ex-street dudes that's on this internet, that's going viral. And they just, man, it's just crazy how they just like cut the streets down. Like, even like for me, like, I understand, like, as far as on the gangbang tip and certain street shit, that shit was boo-boo. It was duped. But it was a must, and it was survival, and that what was taught, because if you didn't do it, it was going to be done unto you. So just like, you was out here in survival mode, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people was out here in survival mode and really confused, as a lot of these dudes that call themselves smart or call themselves making the right choices think they are. So you have to learn through bumping your head and things like that before you can make the right decisions and further think like, oh man, I'm making the wrong choices. Oh man, I'm, participating in genocide, or, I'm participating in fent, or whatever the case may be, however deep you was in it. When dudes allegedly find the right path, man, they just be trying to like talk crazy and give all these fake excuses. And I know that is not the case with no goddamn 1090 J. Oh, so because you start getting the bag and they didn't have no money, you grew out of them. You a sellout, like, amongst other things. And I don't even want to start calling this dude name because I don't have no beef with him, nor am I anybody that want to create any fake social media smoke. But let's call it is what it is, bro. Like, if I'm with you in the trenches and you was there with me when I was broke, and I'm pretty sure it was probably some dudes he was close with, because if he wasn't close with any of them dudes, he shouldn't even been banging with them. You know what I'm saying? Or, of course, he was using them. You gotta still have some homies. You ain't gotta denounce the game. Get further, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, look, this is what I'm on. I'm transitioning, I evolved. But that's still your community. You ain't looked out. You ain't put nothing in the community where you help self-destruct. You ain't built nothing. You ain't trying to help, like, in no type of way. It's just that, I don't gangbang no more, and all the big homies is broke. Of course, like, a lot of the big homies is broke. Some got money, and some fell victim to gangbanging. You know what I'm saying? Some fell victim. That happens everywhere, but that was just like kind of corny. Oh yeah, I gotta start getting more money in them, so I couldn't be around them no more. Like, that's basically what he said. So furthermore, we see he got this new girlfriend, and we know she ain't like of no gang lifestyle or background, you know what I'm saying, anything like that. You know, probably don't even date black guys unless it's probably somebody famous, you know what I'm saying. But being that 1090 Jake, you know what I'm saying, is of Italian descent, you know what I'm saying, he probably was able to get up on her. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure he met her as 1090 Jake, not as Jake, the blood gang member. You know what I'm saying? He met her, he trying to plead her, he trying to change his lifestyle. She don't want to be around no GKB killer bloods, you know what I'm saying? She trying to be with the celebrities and stuff like that. But this is something that was a must cover, and I had to cover regardless of how many views it do. I would respectfully like y'all to get this going in the algorithm.
And there y'all have it, man. 1090 Jake is a flu flammer, skulldugger, and a larcener, man. Once he became all used up with the bloods, he's not in jail no more. He don't need protection. He's no longer, you know, they're no longer valuable. Now they're bums. Now they're broke. Now they drug addicts. Now they this. Now they that. It's crazy how these white tea people will continuously throw black people away when they're no longer useful. Kind of like the same way Lush think that it's appropriate for him to think that he can call shots for the Sureños on behalf of, despite the fact that he's a white male. But with that being said, man, this episode of Culture Vulturism has been brought to you by Wingstop that fucked up my order tonight. And I got to get back home to my kids, so I'm finna eat some shit that I paid for. That's not what the fuck I ordered. And it kind of pissed me off a little bit. Shout out to my girl for trying to make me feel better about it, but it does not change the fact that it's fuck Wingstop. Shout out to Young Ant Jefe, don't care about nothing but the check. Saying we about it to the next one. It's free Avenue Angel 2, it's free. Wingstop killer, we gone.